Ingredients for a successful marriage. Marriage is about learning to give, to share, care, and think about our spouse's needs and desires. When both people work at it, the marriage can work. Everyone wants to be happy when they marry. You'll be happy when you make your spouse happy. Standing under the chuppah, Rav Dessler says, the chassan and kala both want to give. And each one is dreaming of how they can be the giver and fulfill what's behind the shorish of ahava, which is hav, which is to be a giver. But suddenly after the wedding, too many people start to think, Imen ani li, mi li. If I don't look out for my rights, who's looking out for me? And each of the half begins to focus on themselves rather than their partner. Rav Dessler continues, remember the rest of the pasuk, Im ani la'atzmi ma'ani. If I'm only looking out for me, what am I? And he answers, a narcissist who only thinks about themselves and their own needs. Because they focus on his thought of Bishvili Alam Nivra, for me the world was created. And he has to remember, we all have to remember, Lo la'atzmo nivra olam. You were not put on this world for yourself. This world is not about ourselves and our needs. Rather, this world is about the opportunity to help and do for others. Your greatness, Rav Dessler says, is measured by your ani, your I. If your I is just you alone, you're a rather small person. If your I encompasses your spouse, it's even bigger. If it involves your children, even bigger. The greater the radius of the people that you care for, the greater you are as an individual. That you look beyond yourself. A successful marriage depends more on being the right person than finding the right person. You working on yourself to being the best person that you can become. So of course marriage is not about keeping score, reckoning who gives more, who receives more. Mature adults can give without tallying points. I did this for you, now you have to do for me. We don't believe in that. A person should be able to express and give love without adding to the debit column. It's great to marry someone you love, but it's more important to love the person you marry. You're in already, now make the best of it, right? Again, it's great to marry someone you love, but it's more important to love the person you marry. The idea is to choose your love, then love your choice. Marriages don't automatically make you happy and satisfied. It's up to you to make your marriage happy and satisfying. It's about the work that we have to do to put into it. A good relationship is more process of learning the dance than choosing who has to be the perfect partner. The best way to make a marriage work is to concentrate on your spouse's positive qualities and on the positive side of the relationship, so the negative stuff can remain at bay. Yes, in a good marriage, a wife could say, he may drive me nuts sometimes, but he's still a wonderful human being with great midos. When the focus is on the whole rather than the parts, the negative won't overshadow the positive. And we have to always remember the positive. Spouses in a good marriage care for each other. They're willing to be unselfish and see the other person's view, and they're not insecure enough to appreciate that there are differences between them. A marriage is made of lifetime of memories. If resentment, anger, and irreconcilable differences have overtaken the marriage, people are only going to remember the negative stuff. There's a beautiful Devar Torah about Yosef HaTzadik when he tells Paro 7 good years and 7 bad years. What was he telling him? Is put away for the bad years. Yosef was actually giving a very beautiful mashal for a chassan and kala. There's going to be rough times. So you've got to archive great memories in your head. So when there are times that are not so good in your life, remember the good stuff. Bring out the good stuff from the archive in the library in your head. And that way, when there are stressful times, you can remember all the great memories that you had together.